Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glenn and Young.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order. Merch Minds podcast episode number 98. My name is Glenn, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks, and Young is here from another hotel, new location.
A new location in Monterey, California. I'm actually here for a conference for the day job. This is actually home for me. Grew up here. It's always good to come back. In fact, the high school that I went to is literally right across the hotel here. And I apologize in advance, man. Look, you know, the last couple of weeks I've been traveling. The internet connection for me hasn't been the best. So if you guys lose me at some point, Glenn, just carry the damn show, okay? You're pretty much a celebrity anyway, right?
Not true.
Yeah, come on. Hustler Hacks channel. Every time you do a freaking meetup, you're kissing babies. You know, it's a sold out event. I do a freaking meetup. I get the janitors showing up at the damn place. Anyways.
We're getting closer to episode 100, and you know, talking about you might get cut off or something from internet service. This is like the third or fourth link. We had technical difficulties. They're making it difficult for us to get to 100. We have to earn it for this episode 98.
Hey, don't put the pressure on me, okay? Don't blame me because I'm a traveling man, okay? But the fact is, I am traveling, and I think most people know that the internet connection at hotels and places like that, they're not the best. So
things happen.
Things happen. You got 95 freaking tenants in a hotel looking at porn sites, and it just ruins the whole bandwidth, right? So like I said, I'll be here for the next few days. We're gonna talk about a few things here before we get to the main topic of the show. Dude, yeah. I hurt my back again.
I know, and you've hurt your back. I know in Atlanta you heard it. You heard it
in Denver.
You heard it. Do you want to tell everybody why?
This is probably the worst one yet. It's really difficult for me to walk.
Okay.
Right now, I mean, it gets to the point where if I even try to walk, my knees will buckle and I'll just fold over. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but it's like I don't ever wish this kind of pain on anyone. Is like the most painful thing anyone can go through.
How long have you had this back?
So here's the thing. Like I mean, if you guys want the full story, like in a nutshell, like I've been having back pain since I was 19 years old, right?
Okay.
129 pounds, rock solid, chiseled abs, and then no, I'm serious, right? You seen photos, right? I was fit. I was really fit, and so I hate it when people say, "Oh, well, you should work on the core." I'm like, dude, you clearly don't know the whole history behind this. I'm telling you guys, I've been having back issues since I was 19, and I was like the fittest guy you could ever meet, right? And I don't want to get into the whole story because there's more to it, but basically, been having back issues since I was 19, and it's gotten worse and worse over the years. But yeah, and this is one of the main reasons why I don't travel abroad as much as I used to. Because, you know, I talked about how I used to travel a lot. Like I've been to Thailand, I've been to the Philippines and Mexico and all that. I don't do that as much because I don't know if my back can handle those long flights. But yeah, so it's the good thing is right now I'm sitting. I'm not walking around, so that's good. But it's again, if no one's ever been through, if no one's ever had a back issue, you know, they might make jokes and make comments here and there because they don't know what I'm going through. But I'll tell you right now, I don't wish this kind of pain on anyone. It is the most painful thing. Like even a simple task of driving a car is just, the pain is unbearable.
Back, neck, and spine, all three don't mess around. Very, very sensitive.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I'm going through right now. But you know, in the past, normally it just, you know, it'll go away after like a week of just resting. So hopefully by the end of the week, things would be almost back to normal. But again, it's just
110% for Seattle. You know this, right?
I know. Otherwise, Chris Green's gonna just kill me.
No, I just figured he was just gonna cancel the event. I mean, without Yang, why are we even doing this?
Why are we doing the conference? It's not because Amazon's here. Oh my gosh. So yeah, man. I said so. But you know what? You know, the show must go on. What episode is this again? 98?
98.
98. And we got some cool things that we're gonna talk about. So the official giveaway for the 100th episode has been launched. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we have officially launched the giveaway to celebrate 100th episode of the Merch Minds podcast, almost 2 years strong. And we have some amazing, amazing gifts. Ken Real is donating his time and offering private coaching. We got people like Jason and Monty, you know, they're donating their Etsy book. Matt Carlett, you know, who? Yeah, oh yeah, Neil. I said who? Everyone knows Neil. Neil's offering a 1 month subscription to Merch Informer. Matt Carlett is offering design bundles from Merch Design Factory, and the list goes on and on and on. Like I can't think of everything on the top of my head, but we have some amazing, amazing gifts from some of the heavy hitters in the merch community. If you guys don't know, now you know. Go sign up. Don't be a punk ass. Go sign up.
Where can I sign up?
You know what? I don't have the URL on the top of my head, but you know,
why don't you go to our Facebook group? Then go to our Facebook group, Merch Minds. Young does it have? He does have it there. You can go to. This is kind of a long. You know what? I'll put it in.
Why don't you just put it? I was gonna say, why don't you put it in the description of your YouTube channel?
I'll put it in the description.
Because at the end of the day, look, it's yeah. I mean, this is going to be a huge milestone for us because again, we've talked about this. Never in our wildest dreams when we first started the podcast, we had no idea where this podcast was going to go. 2 years in, almost 2 years in, we're going strong. We still have new listeners almost every week. And it's not about us. We're really celebrating you guys as a community. That's why we're giving back as a community. And we have some amazing gifts. And you know what the cool thing is, Glenn, was I had originally asked our inner circle, people like Ken and Matt and Neil to donate some of these gifts. And the cool thing was when people found out that we were approaching our 100th episode, I started getting messages saying, "Yo, I want to donate something to your giveaway." That was a cool thing. When people started reaching out and said, "Look, hey, I want to help you guys celebrate." That made me very humble, and I'm sure me telling you this, you're also very humble and grateful. And yeah, people just came out of the woodworks talking about, I want to give away my child for the 100th episode. Take my wife for the 100th episode. But people were definitely contacting us and donating some amazing prizes. So we are
1 month of Penji.
Dude, John, dude, think about that. 1 month of Penji.
That's lifetime license of Pretty Merch Pro.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to Penji. 1 month of having your own personal private graphic designer. That's one of the prizes. But like you were saying, 2 lifetime licenses for Pretty Merch Pro, and the list goes on. Again, I can't. Sounds like you actually have the list in front of you.
Yeah, I have the list. I have the link. I was gonna say the link, but the link's really, really long. So
it's long. It's super
description, so you can click on it and go through there.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some amazing. And the cool thing is, again, we're going to be adding more and more to the list as time goes on. Let's get into the numbers.
Okay.
What's your last 7 days looking like?
So last 7 days, 146 products sold with 8 returns.
Okay.
And estimated royalties, $476.10. So it has gone down. And the returns look like they have gone up. And yeah, that's where I am the last 7 days.
Oh man. Yeah, that's, you know what? Something just happened to my crazy numbers, but I have it for you right now. Last 7 days, 90 shirts sold, 3 returns. Estimated royalties is $385. Nothing's really changed for me. I mean, everything's right between $300 to $400 a week. You guys know that I have a love-hate relationship with Amazon. I love it, but at the same time, I hate it. And it's a pain in the ass, man. It's a pain in the ass. And you know, this week's episode, we're going to talk about other platforms other than Amazon, because I think at this time, there are other platforms that we should all be experimenting with, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But just want to talk just a few other things before we get into the main topic. First of all, man, what's going on with the Dolphins, man? I see you rocking the Dolphins jersey. How did you do this week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, speaking of the jersey, number one, did have a YouTube subscriber that sent me a free Tannehill jersey. So I'm wearing the jersey. Unfortunately. What? Oh, yeah. Sent me a jersey. And unfortunately, these so this is actually the elite jersey, which is the closest to what they wear on the field. So it looks like almost that I'm wearing like football pads or something. Like a weird cut on the shoulders. But my Dolphins, first place AFC East Dolphins right now at 2-0. It's very early in the season, but I will take it. 2-0.
Okay. Well, first of all, Dolphins. I don't know, man. I think they might do well this year. Who knows? Anything can happen. You're right. It's early in the season, but yo, dude, you telling me you got freaking people sending you stuff because of your channel?
Yes.
See, this is why I've been thinking about having my own YouTube channel
to get free stuff.
To get free stuff. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. No, you know what? People have been asking me for some more content outside of the podcast and
young exclusive content.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've talked about this so many times now, man. I just don't like YouTube. Well, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't have the time to invest, doing all the edits. The only, I guess, because I'm kind of like you, right? Like when I see your videos, right? Like you obviously put in a lot of time editing all the clips, and you got the clean graphics. Unless I do like a live video, right?
Yeah.
Then obviously, nothing like that is necessary. So people are asking for some more content from me, and I don't know, man.
You're a busy man. Look, here's the thing. You're a busy man. We have regular, your job you're committed to, merch, and today's episode, of course, we're talking about other platforms, but speaking of the other platforms, you're also doing Create Space. So how's that going?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so we have so the last couple of weeks I've been talking about this new Chrome extension that was presented to me, right?
Yeah.
It's been officially launched.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what this Chrome extension does is it helps speed up the resizing process of my merch design into journal covers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to get this out there. I think a lot of people are confused. They think that I'm the creator of the Chrome extension. I am not the creator of the Chrome extension. It is Chris. Because look, I'll take full credit, but I want to do the right thing and give Chris, not Chris Green. I don't know if Chris really wants his last name out there, but Chris, he is the creator of the Chrome extension, and I want to give him full credit. But basically, he heard me bitch and complain about the whole resizing process, right? I mean, imagine having to do hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of resizes of your merch design into journal covers in Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not hard, but just imagine doing this thousands of times. It's a pain in the ass, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So anyway, I showed you the Chrome extension behind the scenes, and you were like, "Oh, yeah." You know, Glenn was like, "Okay," but I was like, "Glenn, I don't think you see the overall picture in this Chrome extension." I was like, "Look, the fact that you no longer have to download another template anymore, those days are over." So basically, if you guys don't know, basically what the Chrome extension does is you put in your data input, like, you know, I want a 6x9 trim size. Trim size meaning that's the size of your journal, right? 6x9, 8.5 by 11, 8 by 10, whatever, right? You put in your trim size, you put in your page count, and the Chrome extension is smart enough to calculate your data input, and then it'll spit out the template right there. And then you can import your image and then resize it. It takes less than less than 2 minutes for the whole process, from getting a template and resizing it and downloading it as a PDF, right? Because in the past, the process was I have to go download a template from KDP or CreateSpace. I have to open up the template in Photoshop. I have to open up my merch design in Photoshop. I have to now copy and paste my merch design into the template, and then resize the design so it fits into the template, and then download that as a PDF, right? That was a process, and I did that about 100 times, and I just got sick of it, right? So when this Chrome extension was introduced to me, again, I was very skeptical, but after having a conversation with Chris, he explained everything and explained how everything works. I fell in love with it, and the Chrome's and the extension's been officially launched. And so to answer your question, Glenn, you know, I did stop uploading journals because I just didn't want to resize anymore, right? But here's the beauty of it, right? You know, I talked about hiring Stephen Billings' son.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I just freaking went to their house this past weekend. Not this past weekend, but last weekend, the previous weekend, and I installed the Chrome extension on his son's computer. It took me 15 minutes to teach this kid how to resize all my journals.
So he's been knocking them out?
He's been knocking them out, man. No Photoshop needed. And here's the deal. Chris is offering the lifetime license for this Chrome extension right now for just $100, $99.97. Okay. You get a lifetime license. In a couple of weeks, he's going to switch this over to a subscription, right? So anyone that wants the deal, I highly recommend you guys get the deal now, because look, I put my stamp of approval on it, because look, again, it saves me time. I passed it on to my friend's son. I'm no longer doing resizing. I'm done with it. Right? I'm paying him $1 for every journal that he does. And Steven actually told me he thought that was a little high, but he's like, Young, you know, thanks for doing that for my son. He goes, I really appreciate it. But that's pretty much what I've done. I'm super excited about it because, again, if you guys know, I've been complaining and bitching about Amazon a lot lately as far as merch is concerned, and I think this will be another great platform to really complement my merch.
That's a good deal for a lifetime.
A lifetime. And again, you know, and it's funny because, you know, I shared. I had a few beta testers, you know, use the Chrome extension, and the feedback was really good, right? But then they were asking for some really advanced features, like, oh, well, how about adding like layers, and how about can you do opacity and maybe gradients, and how about a layer mask? And I told these guys, I was like, guys, this extension is not meant to replace Photoshop, right? Nothing will ever replace Photoshop. This is primarily just a resizing tool.
Yeah.
Right? and then you can pass it on to your kids or a VA. But I was like, I mean, I'm sure Chris will add some features as time goes on. But the most powerful feature, in my opinion, is you get the templates right then and there. So the days of having to download a template every time you have a new trim size or a page count from either KDP or CreateSpace or a third-party website, those days are over. Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that I got was, well, CreateSpace just recently merged with KDP. Is that still going to work? I've tested it. Chris tested it, and the covers, they seem to upload with no issues. Okay.
Nice.
So that was a long-winded answer to your question, which was I wasn't uploading at the time, but now I'm excited to upload more because of this Chrome extension, and I guess I can officially call Steven's son my VA, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now that I have a VA to do all my resizing, I'm really excited about going through the whole process of uploading some more journals again.
And what about merch? How many designs did you upload like the last 7 days or so?
I don't know. I don't have the exact number. I would say maybe in the last week, I'm just kind of guessing 75, 100.
Okay.
Right?
Not bad.
So not bad.
There you go. Yeah.
Still leveraging Penji, man. I'm still using Penji. The girl that I've hired from San Jose State, she hasn't been submitting as much designs lately, and it makes sense, because school started, and I told her, look, focus on your studies first, and I told her mom too. I was like, look, don't let her get distracted by the fact that she's making a little money now. Make sure she focuses on her studies first, because look, I'm always going to be here unless I get freaking hit by a car, later tonight. So I haven't been getting much from her, but things are working out pretty good. They could be better. Again, we'll talk about getting into other platforms here in a minute, but I don't know. It could be better, man. What's going on with you though, as far as merch?
As merch goes, I mean, the numbers have dipped a little bit, and then I didn't get to upload any anything new even after the idea part, because I went out of town a little bit. Well, me and Ken went to go source and things like that, and then I just came back yesterday, so I didn't.
Where'd you guys go?
It's actually we didn't tell anybody we were going anywhere and where we went, so it's just like a sourcing secret location.
It's still a secret, even though you came back from the trip?
Still a secret.
Why is it a secret if you came back from the trip already?
Because we're actually going to show it on the channel. So, I mean, somewhat people might want to guess and see the location. If we already came back, we're not trying to leave any tracks on where we were.
Look, man, I'm not the most smartest guy on the earth. Okay, I'll be the first one to admit that. If I didn't know any better, man, I would say you and Ken, man, you guys are doing a lot of traveling yourselves. What you guys got? What you guys have, like a bunch of mistresses in all these towns? You guys are leaving the wives home. You're doing all this traveling. What's the deal?
And the wife is actually home with me for the next, after Seattle. The wife's going with me to 2 trips. So
okay, yeah. I got you.
Where
you guys going? Where you guys going?
When or where? Both. We're going to Chicago for that Ecom Chicago.
Nice.
It's coming up very, very soon. And we're going to Las Vegas. So.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I know.
Just forget I even.
Conversation's over. I know how Young feels about Vegas.
Yeah. Nothing against Ken. I love Ken. I love my dad. Even though he's a deadbeat dad, haven't gotten a single penny from that guy. But I just can't stand Vegas. But hey, anything to please the wife. I get it. I totally get it.
We get bonus points,
Yeah. Well, then let's get into the main topic here, which is, and I think we might have talked about this in previous episodes, but as frustrating as Merch by Amazon has been, I think a lot of people are really trying to build Amazon, but I'm at that point where I'm getting frustrated, right? I'm getting frustrated. I don't know how you feel really, Glenn. I know we do the podcast every week, but I don't know, man. I think this is my guess on you. I think your primary focus is, and correct me if I'm wrong, your primary focus is eBay, YouTube, and then merch is just kind of there, right?
Yeah, I mean, and at one point, merch was kind of like, I mean, it was the number one way I was making money.
Right. But
kind of like flipped.
Right, and my guess is you probably got frustrated with how everything's turned out over the past year or so, right?
Well, it was a combination of numbers drop. Well, first suspension, numbers dropping, and then trying to kind of bounce back. When at the same time everyone else's numbers are dropping, so then I was like,
right,
what's kind of going on here? So yeah, it was a combination of like all those.
Yeah. So I'm at that point where I'm super frustrated with Amazon merch. And I've recently talked to a few people, one guy in particular, and I promised I wasn't going to mention his name, and but he has been on the show. But his account was, in his words, banned for the second time. Now, whether that means suspended or terminated, I don't know. I'm gonna guess that he was terminated. Okay.
Okay.
Because that was the second time, and he said, and I asked him why, and he said it was because there was a shirt that he had posted long before the term was trademarked.
Okay.
I don't want to, like I said, look, I'll take his word for it, but I don't think Amazon would ban you or terminate you based on something like that, right? I think, in my opinion, I think they would just remove your shirt and say, hey, this shirt has now been trademarked. You're no longer allowed to sell it, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be the case. But again, I don't think he would lie to me at the same time. So I'll just take his word for it. And he's not the only person, though. I've talked to a few other people where they had their accounts suspended for whatever reason. They wouldn't tell me. Well, like, that's fine. Like, you guys don't have to tell me everything, but
but these are recent suspensions.
Recent suspensions, terminations, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. And he sounded really frustrated, right? He was like, "Look, man, that was a decent portion of my income, and I don't know what else to do." So we're going to talk about other platforms because, again, I'm in the same boat. Look, I'm frustrated, right? I just, I talk with other people in the community, and they're frustrated. Like Matt's frustrated with Amazon, right? Matt Sheeran. So we're going to talk about other platforms, and I think the best platform right now, outside of Amazon, in my opinion, is the Etsy marketplace. Whether you want to integrate that with Printful or Printsy, or there's a bunch of these other companies that you can integrate to on Etsy. But I think the Etsy marketplace is really the next best marketplace. Are we
going to include CreateSpace in our topic? Or that doesn't really count because it's Amazon.
Well, here's the thing. I think just anything outside of Amazon merch. No, seriously, right? Because the reason being is because, look, if you're solely relying on just Amazon merch, it's...
Even if you're Bo?
Even if you're Bo.
Who's killing it, by the way. We haven't interviewed him yet, but...
No, yeah, and that's the key word, yeah. No, even if you're Bo or someone like Ken Real, right? Because I know they're making a significant amount of money, and but that can all go away, right? Right. So I would say, look, I think the Etsy marketplace would probably be the next best platform for everyone. And we always talk about diversification. Now is the perfect time to diversify your platforms. Don't just rely on Amazon. Okay. Look, things have changed dramatically within the past 6 months on the Amazon merch. Okay. It's getting much harder. There's a lot more people, a lot more competition. I would say, look, don't quit doing merch, but I think the Etsy printful integration would probably be the best next. Look, dude, you know, I've been getting sales on Etsy almost every day now.
Is that the one that you posted on with RJ? You've been tagging him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been getting sales almost every day. And here's the thing, right? And obviously you mentioned RJ. I actually know RJ's store. I found his store and whatnot. But considering, and you know, I don't want to try and brag, but considering the amount of shirts that I have compared to his, I'm getting sales almost every day. I have like a little under 500 shirts posted, or products, I should say, because they're not all shirts. He has like close to 1,400.
Dang.
But I'm
Young said he's whooping that ass.
I'm whooping that freaking Mexican ass. Okay. I'm getting sales almost every day, right? Now imagine if I was to actually scale that, imagine what those sales would be like, right?
So what makes here, so your answer was you feel Etsy has the best potential, but why? Outside, so we're talking, our main topic is making money outside of Merch by Amazon. What are the next best platforms you should be using or can be using? And Young's number one answer is Etsy. So tell them why.
Because they just have a lot of organic traffic, right? I don't, you know, and we talked about this in the previous episode. Like, I don't remember the ranking, the Etsy ranking and how much traffic that they have. But I remember having those data, all that information on the previous episode. But they have millions and millions of people on Etsy. But not just that. I would say, look, and this is even beyond going Etsy, right? This is, you know, let's talk about the Amazon Printful integration that we talked about in the past, right? No one's barely even doing that, and it's like, why aren't you? I mean, if you guys want to make money, why aren't you integrating your Printful account to Amazon so you can have the Amazon traffic, right? True. I have maybe a dozen designs on Amazon, a dozen, and I'm probably making about $200 a month, and I haven't even touched Amazon integration with in the last 6 months.
Why haven't you done more of that?
Because I'm just trying to balance too many projects.
Oh, okay.
Right. You know, I talked about, you know, again, merch is always going to be my number one baby, but then I'm doing Etsy, and I'm doing the Create Space journals now, and which is, I guess, it's KDP now. Just too many projects, right? Doesn't mean that I don't want to do it, but I just got too many things.
And what about on Etsy? Are you doing anything else other than kind of like t-shirts and hoodies and all that? Are you doing like leggings and shower curtains and all the random stuff that they offer?
No, and here's the thing. You know, I know some people have. In fact, I just talked about this with Daniel because Daniel had me on his show, and we talked about this. And he goes, "Oh, do you have a niche store?" I'm like, "No, man, I have a general store." He goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to freaking manage 19 different Etsy stores based on the niche, right? I just want one store, right?" I mean, and you know, and I get it. Some people have their own strategy where, you know, they want to niche down and they want to have a specific, like a niche specific store. But I just want one store. And to answer your question, I primarily have like t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, sweatshirts. I have a few mugs, but I mean, the process of removing all the mugs, and I'll tell you why. I think in the past year that I've been doing the whole Etsy Printful integration, I think I sold like maybe 6 mugs. So, so you know, mugs just aren't selling for me. So I'm going to remove all the mugs and just upload some premium quality designs. Whether it's, you know, whether they're about dogs or Mother's Day, I don't care. It's just a big smorgasbord of freaking designs.
And since I know, I mean, this is a good topic, and I like the topic that you came up with, presented with. So because of that, I'm going to hit you with these hard questions. Keep them coming.
Nothing's hard.
My next one would be, since you said merch is, you know, there's a lot more people in there. somewhat saturated, some would say. What makes you or anybody else different on Etsy than on merch if you're just another person uploading designs?
Well, I think Etsy has, and we talked about this, right? I think Etsy is a really unique marketplace, right? Number one, most of the people on Etsy are female, right? And number two, you know, Etsy is that marketplace where people want unique designs, you know, handmade vintage items, and you know that, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you can offer something that's really unique and really eye-catching for that mom, right, shopping on Etsy, I think you can do really good.
And do you think
right?
also?
And I talked about this, dude. Amazon is like the online version of freaking Target, right? You go to Target or Walmart, you go and you buy whatever the hell that's convenient, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's how I see Amazon. It's just an online. It's a convenient place to go shopping.
You're seeing Etsy as a marketplace where you can be more creative and have
more creative
control over that. What about trademark stuff, though? Do you also like the fact that maybe they're not totally up on your ass like Amazon is all the time?
Well, I'm not going to lie. Etsy did take down a few of my designs. Those rat bastards. But I find that they're a little more lenient about things like that. I think, I definitely was pushing the envelope to see what I can get away with on Etsy. And I will say that they will take down certain designs, but I would say they're a little more lenient. Dude, I was talking to someone, and again, I hate mentioning names, but when we had the San Jose meetup earlier this year, there was an individual who said about a year or two ago, they had an Etsy store, and they were selling like Disney parody stuff. They were making over $1,000 a year.
Over $1,000 a year?
I'm sorry.
A week.
I'm sorry, 100,000 a year. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's the freaking wine. I'm telling you. But they were making over 100,000 a year, right? Doing Disney parody. But she said it caught up with them, and their account got suspended. And I heard once you get suspended on Etsy, it's almost damn nearly impossible to ever get it back.
Oh man.
Right. So like I said, I initially was pushing the envelope a little bit, and then I figured out what I can and can't get away with. And I don't mind telling you right now, like the stuff that got removed was like NBA and like NFL parody stuff that I had done.
Yeah.
Those got removed. But I know now, right? I know not to do those things.
But it sounded like they didn't, I guess, put the hammer down on you as far as like you're suspended for a month, or it sounded like they just kind of gave you...
but I don't ever want to take that chance either, right?
No.
Well, like,
I guess comparing it with merch, it's like you're gone for a whole month compared to take this down and you learn your lesson, but you can keep going.
Right. but I would do it, man. I'm telling you guys now, everyone that's listening, if you're frustrated with freaking Amazon merch, okay? And look, Amazon could be listening themselves. Apparently, they're in all the groups. Who knows? They could be listening to this episode. First of all, I love Amazon merch. Hello, everyone at Amazon. I love you guys. Okay. The thing is, I'm a little frustrated with how everything's been going. So Etsy, and I talked about the Amazon Printful integration. But what about Redbubble? Man, dude, I haven't touched my Redbubble account in probably close to a year. I'm still getting multiple sales a week. At least, dude, I'm probably making, seriously, $100. You talk about passive income, and you know how I feel about passive income.
Yeah.
You talk about passive income, I'm probably making $100 every month, okay? It might not seem like it's a lot, but $100 every month on Redbubble, and I haven't touched that account in a year. Think about that for a second. And imagine if I actually scaled it, right?
Yeah.
So when people are, when people are getting suspended, well, first of all, in my opinion, I think if you're getting suspended and terminated, you really need to probably ask yourself, well, why? Why did I get suspended? Because like we were told by Amazon, they don't want to suspend people as long as you try and be honest and abide by their terms of services. And I get it. Look, trying to abide by their terms of services is kind of difficult because they're always changing it, right? But I think if you're just honest to yourself and just honest with how you run your business, I don't think you should have any problems. But, you know, mistakes happen. Things fall through the crack. I know that. You know that, right? You got suspended yourself.
Yeah.
So I would say, look, and we talked about diversification. Dude, let me ask you, man, again, would you just do eBay 100%?
I would have other reselling platforms in there.
Thank you. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Right? Is to
I wouldn't just solely rely on them. Actually, I had this conversation with Ken when we were out there sourcing, and I'm just like,
Ken got suspended earlier. Was it this year or last year?
Yeah, it was like last year, I think.
Yeah, he got suspended. Yeah. Right? He got suspended off of eBay to make that clear for the listeners. Yeah. So I'm just all about diversity now. Okay, as much as I love Amazon, I'm trying to create a diverse income portfolio. And I'm really, really trying to grow outside of Amazon because, again, I'm freaking frustrated. Okay, sometimes I come home, I see my numbers on Amazon, and I just want to kick my dog.
Remember we said we can't say kicking dogs anymore.
Did we say that? Are you being serious? We said that?
No, we didn't say that. But actually, you said kick dog, and you're like, you know what? I have to take that back because I'm not actually kicking dogs.
No, man, this time I'm kicking dogs. This time I'm kicking dogs. I see my numbers and I just want to kick my dog.
So what is your number 2 best option then other than Etsy?
Well, Etsy is number 2. I would say Amazon Printful integration. Again, a lot of people aren't doing it, but look, if you got suspended, and I told your brother this, Brother Hacks. Yeah. I told Brother Hacks, I was like, because he got suspended from Amazon. I was like, look,
terminated.
I'm like, why aren't you freaking using the whole Amazon Printful integration? You can have the same designs back on Amazon, but through Printful. I don't know if he's doing it or not. But
do you have to? So do you have to manage more of like when someone places an order and making sure all that goes through? Like to make sure it's like a smooth process, even though you don't really have any control over that since they're the ones making it. But
well, first of all, you need a Seller Central account, right?
But so you're paying $40 a month.
You're paying $40 a month. I think I had one return on Amazon Printful integration since doing that, and when they wanted to return, I said, you know what? Keep the shirt. I'll send you a new one or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, and you know, people always say, "Oh, I have a no return policy." Well, you know what? Put yourself in the consumer's shoes, right? Would you ever want a shot from someone that doesn't offer like a return policy? Seriously, right? I mean, think about it, Glenn. You as a consumer. No, hold on. You as a consumer, don't you ever go shopping and then at times you want to, you go and return something? Whether it's because because it's a different size or you just bought the wrong product by accident, right? It happens. So when people, as resellers or content creators, people say, "Oh, well, I have a no return policy." Well, that's stupid, man. Who the hell is going to shop from you when you have a no return policy? And besides, I find that my return rate is so small. It's like less than 2%. That's why when I had that return on Amazon, I was like, just keep the damn shirt. You know what? I'll send you another one. And I have other incomes now, right? I talked about having different various income streams. I'll make up that damn shirt in somewhere else.
Yeah, and we always go back and forth in reselling community because you always see the posts, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, people complaining about returns. And like, to me, it's pretty hilarious because when these people go to Target and they return something that they bought, it's like, well, they have to take it, right? Like they're Target. But yet, as a reseller, you're selling something. Somebody wants to, return shoes, and it's like, oh man, can't believe they want to return shoes
Right.
if they didn't fit. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're a seller, like you're a business.
You should know.
You should already know this, that this happens. Like, but in the long-term run, like what you just said, you're told them, hey, go ahead, keep the shirt, I'll send you a new one, because you're thinking long-term model, which is, for the most part, I'm making money in my business. Things like this happen. I'll take a small loss, because you should know in business, you're not going to win 100%. You're not going to go
exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Like I said, like when you have returns like that, at least in my situation, it rarely happens that it's like right around 2%, maybe 3%. That it doesn't bother me because I have other income streams now, and I'm trying to build more income streams. That if I lose a sale for a $25 T-shirt, it's not the end of the world. It's like whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. I always try. I'm always preaching. Just put yourself in the consumer's shoes. Again, as consumers, you and I return stuff all the time, right? I think I'm a little more lazy than most, because like when I buy something and it doesn't fit or something, I don't even do it. I'm so damn lazy. I don't even return it. That's how bad I am, right? And then I'll just donate it, or I'll give it to someone. I don't care. But yeah, we totally got sidetracked there as far as returns. But I would say, look, if you guys are frustrated, if you're getting suspended, there are other options. Okay. First of all, I would question yourself as to why you got suspended. That would be the number one thing to do. Why did I get suspended? Figure that part out. And once you can figure that part out, I would focus on other marketplaces. Okay.
All right. And then focusing on other marketplaces, Etsy, you would say, is number one. Number two, Printful into Amazon. Well, we're saying merch is number one, but let's say merch is not an option anymore. Then you're going with
Etsy is definitely number one.
Etsy. Then we're going Printful into Amazon. And then what would say your third one would be?
I don't know too much about it, but I know a lot of people have their own Shopify stores. And that was
going to be the hardest one, I think, to build.
Well, most of the thing is
a lot of money, but
yeah. Well, the thing is, I attempted to build a Shopify store. Right, we talked about this in the podcast about a year and a half ago, and that was an epic fail. Right, it just never even took off for me, and for multiple reasons. And I think I know why, which I won't get into right now because that'll just be a whole other episode. Right.
Yeah.
But I think from what I hear, Shopify has a lot of potential, but you have to drive your own traffic, right?
Yeah.
Because think about it. When you open up a Shopify store, your website, your Shopify store is just another website within billions of other websites. So it's getting lost.
Exactly.
So you gotta drive traffic to your website. And the great thing about Etsy is, and Amazon, you don't have to drive traffic. You can, but you don't have to, right? Yeah. You can and get that extra, to get extra sales, but technically you don't have to. From what I hear, Shopify can be rewarding, but you do have to learn how to drive traffic by placing ads on Facebook and Google ads, and those are things that I don't want to try and learn right now. I just have, again, too much on my plate.
Yeah, unless you're Kylie Jenner, then you just get organic traffic because you're just a big time celebrity.
Which one's Kylie?
She's the one that does makeup, and it's actually on the Shopify store. And
they all do makeup.
Well, no? She's like the main one that does makeup.
Oh, we're not talking about. Okay, just forget it. Okay, we're not talking about the Jenners and the freaking Kardashians. Okay. I was gonna say one of them is pretty hot though, but I don't know who's who.
Well, they're all pretty fake though, so
yeah, that's true. You know what? They just need to do what they do best and just go after the damn NBA players. All right, okay? That's what they need to do. But yeah. So I hear Shopify can be rewarding, but again, I just don't know too much about it. But even eBay, right? Why not? I'm sure you can sell your shirts on eBay. Again, I'm no expert as far as selling shirts on eBay, but I know you can do that, right?
Yeah,
I don't think eBay has a direct integration with Printful.
No.
I think there's some crazy workaround where you have to go through like multiple channels, but then that just gets really stupid, right? So, but it's an option, right? But it's an option in case you guys are again frustrated with merch or getting suspended. But that's another option, right? And you and I both know that eBay is a great marketplace too.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, we're not even talking about reselling. We're just strictly talking about print on demand.
No, exactly.
So,
right. Yeah. So I would say, look, if you guys are looking for other ways, and you guys are frustrated, these are some great platforms. I would say really do some research. There's a lot of money to be made. And I see freaking new print on demand platforms, like seriously every other week there's some new stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Every other week there's some new freaking platform that I see. So the list is just continue to grow. I would just say, look, just go out there and do your research, figure out what works for you. Okay. Stop doing stupid things like you did on Amazon. Figure out what works for you, and take advantage of those marketplaces and just diversify. If you do that, even if you get kicked off of Etsy next time, at least you have Redbubble and eBay and your Shopify store, right?
Yeah, and having all the backup files to do this again, like what you're doing on CreateSpace and other things, having those files ready to go, you can actually use them again, and also labeled correctly. This is a certain like niche of something, or not just kind of gets thrown in there. You can't even find any of these files, but at least you can reuse them on the different platforms and make money that way. So, yeah, I mean, anything else you want to say about the suspension and or other platforms?
No, that's pretty much it, man. I know there's a lot of people out there, that are frustrated, like me. I'm one of them. I say this. I've been saying this for the past 2-3 months now. I'm right there with you guys.
I think I have good quality conversations in Seattle about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm looking forward to Seattle. We're gonna get there Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. I'm personally gonna leave Sunday. When are you leaving?
I think I leave on Saturday. I think.
Okay, you're leaving Saturday.
Yeah.
I know RJ is leaving Saturday as well. So that means Saturday night I get the whole Airbnb to myself. Party at my place in Seattle that Saturday night if you're still around.
Don't go too crazy out there. Remember, we need you 110%. Make sure the back is fine. That's our priority right now.
Dude, my back is jacked right now. Yeah, I mean, like I'm good right now because I'm sitting. Once I start walking, oh man, it's painful.
Yeah,
but other than that, man, hey, great show, great topic. What are you gonna donate to the giveaway?
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna come with something good, but I'm thinking about it.
What is it?
I'll be ready.
Okay.
What are you giving away?
Well, definitely the typography ebook and the poster. And you know what? I got a bunch of goodies that I grabbed when I was at VidCon and HustleCon.
Oh, okay.
That I'm just gonna kind of throw in and just create like a little, giveaway box because I have no need for them. I just grabbed them because they were free, but they can definitely, other people can use it for sure.
All right. Sounds good.
But guys, thanks for listening. 99 next week, and then 100's coming up real soon. Hey, in fact, let's talk about the 100th episode real quick. I think we should do a live show. Okay? It has to be live. That way we can announce the winners live. What do you think?
That. Yeah, we should do that for sure.
Okay. So you guys heard it here first. 100th episode will be live. We'll be announcing the winners then. It's coming up here in a couple of weeks. Where can people find you?
Hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Send me an email. Talk to me.
You guys can email me at yong@geekhustle.com, or just tag me on Facebook, message me on Facebook. That's always the best way.
There we go. All right, we're done. We'll see you next episode 99.